Alrighty. This morning, we were discussing the 2007 Ottawa Senators. That's right, this is 3 videos in a row of years that actually happened where Canadian teams in the final. So maybe the 2005 finalists would have been, I don't know, Vancouver, uh, Toronto, Montreal, somebody who hasn't been in this series in the last 3 videos. And this is the honest truth. Canadian teams can get to the final; they just can't get over that hump. And it has been rough. And this year was particularly rough for me as a fan of the Senators. Um, in the first round, they knocked out Pittsburgh in 5 games by scores of 6-3, 3-4. They lost the second game, 4-2, 2-1, and 3-0. Awesome! You knocked out the Penguins. Good. Jersey in the second round, they win 5-4 in game one. They lost game two, 3-2 in double overtime. Then they win by scores of 2-0, 3-2, and 3-2. You've knocked out the Devils. Excellent. This was a year where Ottawa went in and slayed dragons of my own. So, Pittsburgh, going back to 92, the Devils from all of the trap years, and now Buffalo in the conference championship, which meant that I was pretty neutral on who won this series. It was the post-Hasek Cup, that one. They beat Buffalo 5-2 and then 4-3 in double overtime and then 1-0 to take a 3-0 series lead. Lost game 4 3-2, but won game 5 3-2 in overtime. This is the weird thing. They go on this run without Dominik Hasek. They had signed Hasek the year that ended up getting wiped out. Hasek then had an injury-plagued 05-06 season, and for 06-07 it was decided that he was going to go back to Detroit. It's too bad. It is, and I mean that. It's too bad because we'll never know how this run would have turned out had it been Hasek in net. Against Anaheim, well, they ran up against the better team. They lost 3-2. They lost 1-0. Then they won game 3, 5-3. And I thought, hey, maybe it's going to be one of those series where the home team wins every game. No. They lost game 4, 3-2. And then they lost game 5, 6-2 to lose the series and the Stanley Cup. This was the only year that Ray Emery was a starter for the Ottawa Senators. And the only year he was a starter in the NHL. He was a backup the rest of his career. Their coach, of course, that year was Brian Murray, who would go upstairs and do his GM role stuff after that. And it's the year after Chara. The Ottawa Senators regularly get eviscerated for the fact that they picked Wade Redden over Zdeno Chara. This was year one of that decision. Redden had a pretty darn good season, and Chara did not have a good year in Boston. So year one, we were looking at that decision and saying, good move, Ottawa. You made the right decision. You had to choose between the two guys which one you were going to keep. They couldn't afford to keep both. And it looked like they'd made the right decision. Daniel Alfredsson, who has an asterisk because I believe he will be in the Hall of Fame. Anybody else on this list I don't think makes it, or maybe later, but I doubt it. 14 goals and 8 assists, 22 points. Danny Heatley, I don't have an asterisk next to him, even though he's an all-star. 7 goals, 15 assists, tied with Jason Spetz on those totals. Mike Fisher, 5 goals and 5 assists. Wade Redden, 3 goals, 7 assists. Joe Corvo, 2 goals, 7 assists. Dean McCammon, 5 goals, 3 assists. Chris Kelly, 3 goals and 4 assists. Tom Preissing, 2 goals and 5 assists. Andre Meseros, 2 goals, 4 assists. Alexander Volchenkov, 2 goals, 4 assists. Peter Schaefer, former Vancouver Canuck, 1 goal, 5 assists. And Antoine Vermette, 2 goals and 3 assists. And Emery, as mentioned, 13-7 record, 2.26 goals against, and the 907 save percentage. That's why I say if it had been Hasek that had been a net for them, and Hasek that same year put up a 9, I think it was a 923 or a 925, no, I think it was 925 save percentage for Detroit in the Stanley Cup playoffs. You turn that into a 925 goaltender. Maybe they win a couple of these close games with Anaheim. And again, hindsight's 2020. But it was a great run for the Ottawa Senators, and it's a shame that, again, I'm stuck talking about them as finalists. They didn't win it. But the Anaheim Ducks were loaded. The Anaheim Ducks were completely loaded, top to bottom, front to back, side to side. That was one heck of a team. And once Ottawa met them. That was it. And it was another one of those years where it felt like they wanted to hurry up and get the playoffs over with. That series just didn't go very far. So there you go. The Ottawa Senators, your 2007 Stanley Cup finalists.